Okay, so the first question I was asked to start with here is 2019 6c part II. So I'm told tetraethyl lead is a petrol additive, and I'm asked to calculate the heat of reaction for the combustion of 1 mole of tetraethyl lead. So what I'm asked for is this, okay? Now, just as a little reminder, I do actually have 2 moles here, so we'll come back to that at the end. I'm told in the question that my heat of formation for tetraethyl lead, so that's C2H5 for Pb, carbon dioxide, CO2, water, H2O, and lead oxide, PbO. And I'm told that they are 52.7, minus 393.5, minus 285.8, and minus 219.0. Okay, so first things first, we're going to look at how these are formed. So I have C2 by 4, so that means I have 8 C's on this side, plus I'm going to have 5 by 4, so that's 10 H2s, plus a Pb, so lead. Okay, next then I have CO2, so that's carbon plus an O2, so C and an O2. H2O then is going to be H2 plus a half O2. And finally then PbO is going to be Pb plus a half O2. And all we do now is we look at what we have on our left-hand side and what we have on our right-hand side and compare that to our equation up here. Okay, so firstly here, if I look at C2H54 by Pb, so my right-hand side here, so I need to reverse it. And I'm also going to have to multiply by 2. Okay, now we will come back to the fact that it's only 1 mole at the end. CO2 appears on my right hand side here and here, but I need to multiply it by 16. H2O appears on my right hand side here and my right hand side here, but I need to multiply it by 20. And PbO appears on my right hand side here and my right hand side here, but I need to multiply it by 2. So what we have here then is I'm going to reverse and multiply my first equation by 2. So that means I have 2 C2H5 for Pb, and that goes to 8 by 2 is 16C, plus 10 by 2 is 20H2, plus 2 by 1 is 2Pb. Okay, I'll come back to this in a minute, the actual values. Next here then I have 16. So it's going to be, I'm not reversing, so it's 16C plus 16O2 goes to 16CO2. I have 20H2 plus, and a half of 20 is 10. So 10O2 goes to 20H2O. And finally then I'm multiplying my last one by 2. So 2Pb plus a half here by 2 is 1. So O2 gives 2 PbO. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to look at the values that I have. So I'm reversing this, so it's a plus here, so that means it becomes a minus here. And it's minus 52.7 by 2. And that gives me an answer there of minus 105.4. Okay. Next here then, I've multiplied minus 393.5 by 16. So that gives me an answer of 6,000. So minus 6,296. My minus 285.8, I'm multiplying by 20. And that gives me minus 5716. And finally then, my Pb plus a half O2, that is 219 multiplied by 2, and that gives me minus 438. Now, I'm just going to compare now what I have on my right-hand side here and what I have on my left-hand side. And it should end up being the same as what I have here. So I'm just going to cancel anything that I see on my left-hand side, 16C, right-hand side, 16C. 20H2 on my left, 20H2 on my right. And that is it, I think. Oh no, 2PB here and my 2PB there. So that now means I have 2C2H5, 4PB, plus I have 16 and 10, which is 26, and 1, so that's 27O2. And that goes to 16CO2 plus 20H2O plus 2PBO. And if we look, that is exactly here what I have up here. So that's correct. So now I'm just going to add all these together. So minus 105.4, minus 6296, minus 5716, minus 438. And that gives me an answer there of minus 1255.4. Now, just if we look at the question, we're asked for 1 mole of tetraethyl lead. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to divide this whole equation by 2 and also this value by 2. So that will mean I have C2H5 by 4 PB plus 13.5 O2 goes to 8 CO2 plus 10 H2O plus PBO. And my number of moles or my heat change there for 1 mole then is minus 6277.7 kilojoules per mole. And that is the answer.